Hey, what's up, guys? My name's Noah, and welcome to episode 3 of Noah's Gaming Show. And today we are talking Destiny 2 and how it just gives me those World of Warcraft vibes from back in the day. Like, I'm sure some of you have. I've been playing the shit out of Destiny 2, and I've been loving every minute so far. But why I love it, I feel, or the reason why I feel so drawn to it, so addicted to it, is because it really reminds me of World of Warcraft in a lot of ways, and I feel that's what's made the game special to me. World of Warcraft has a really special place in my heart. Aside from being one of my favorite games of all time, probably top 10 of all time, it was a fundamental stepping stone for me. It helped shape a lot of my ideas of how I view gaming, view video games in general, gaming as a culture. It really helped me become who I am in a way. World of Warcraft really offered you like this sense of place, this sense of presence in Azeroth. You felt important, you felt valued, and no matter what your class was, that class was important in order to complete a certain raid or dungeon. But the moment I finished my first public event in Destiny 2, I felt exactly the same way I did when I was trekking around Azeroth as a Draenei Shaman. I felt important, I felt like I was a part of something bigger than me. And as I continued questing and grinding, the more and more Destiny 2 created that sense of giddiness and joy that I felt when I played World of Warcraft. But you're probably thinking, well, Noah, how can you think that way? How does that game create that same sense of feeling that World of Warcraft did? One's a sci-fi first-person shooter, and the other, a fantasy RPG. I'm not saying they're identical games, but Destiny 2 borrows some elements from World of Warcraft that helped me recreate that feeling I once had. Now, the very first thing that gives me those wow feels is the sweet, sweet grinding. No matter what MMO you're playing, no matter what RPG you're playing, grinding is inescapable. There's something about completing a quest or a side quest and watching your XP bar get closer and closer to the edge that really pushes you and makes you want to keep going. Maybe it's the fact that you want to unlock a new ability. Maybe it's the fact that you want to unlock a new piece of gear. Maybe you want to go on strikes. Maybe you want to do the Crucible. No matter what the reason is, grinding is inescapable. And the more and more I got sucked into Destiny 2, the more and more memories from World of Warcraft popped back into my head. I just remember late nights going to bed at 2 in the morning, running heroics, running raids all across the market, trying my hardest to get that next tiny piece of this in my shop. For some reason, till today, I always know this non-stop. It was me and my friend years ago who was on the break and drop heroics, cold strap on. But drop what you had to do for the whole 45 minutes. And I remember spending the whole week trying to get that drink. Honestly, the MMOs are about grinding. And so far in Destiny 2, I've had moments just like that. And I'm running strikes constantly with my friends. You know, strikes are, by the way, the Destiny 2 version of dungeons. And I just find myself constantly running them, trying to get tokens, trying to get better gear, trying to power up my light level, trying to get to 260 so I can get ready to raid. But the grinding for better loot, for tokens, for reputation, for whatever it is, never stops, and it's a fundamental part of what these games are. But despite just doing strikes, that's not the only thing that gives me those World of Warcraft flashbacks. Last night I was actually doing a bunch of patrols across the EDD, running around, and it just brought back memories of running around Sholazar Basin or the Howland Ford doing dailies during Wrath of the Lich King. A lot of the patrols in Destiny 2 are basically fetch quests, but honestly that's kind of what it was in World of Warcraft as well. Let's just keep it 100, guys. Every single game that we play, every world that we're a part of, has some repetitive aspect to it. World of Warcraft and Destiny 2 are no exceptions. The difference is that these games, or any game that has a repetitive nature to it, always offer incentives and rewards for players to keep on playing. So while I may be doing similar patrols in Destiny 2, I know I'm being rewarded for my efforts and my time spent within the world. So ultimately, all that grinding you do really pays off in the end. But by far the biggest aspect that brings back those memories of World of Warcraft to me are literally the strikes and nightfalls you do within the game. I've always loved cooperative play in games. I love the fact that people fall in love with a certain game, a certain world, and want to come together and share an experience with someone else and reach a common goal in the end. There's nothing like getting a squad of people together to run heroics, run strikes, and just grind for gear all while having a good time and being challenged throughout the game. What I like a lot about these strikes is it actually takes teamwork to beat them, especially if you're doing nightfalls. And really quickly, just to explain what nightfalls are. Nightfalls are basically a much harder and timed version of a regular strike. So for example, if you're doing one strike, you might have to complete it in 10 minutes, and throughout the strike, you're able to get extra time provided you meet a certain criteria. So think about that calling a Strathhome dungeon story I told you, but crank it up to 10 and it's like on crack. But these nightfalls require a lot of teamwork, a lot of coordination, a lot of patience, because trust me, I spent around an hour and a half with my friends trying to beat this one nightfall, and it didn't go so well. It took us a few tries. It might have taken us 10. But when we finally got that W, I don't want to say we did, but I don't want to say we didn't. We might have all just screamed for joy and our headsets might have flown off. Just maybe. And since World of Warcraft, PvE experiences like that are few and far between for me. And as I'm recording this, wrapping up this episode, I started thinking back to my time when I played World of Warcraft, and how I miss that feeling of cooperative playing games. Being able to do challenges, being able to do dailies, being able to do dungeons, raids, whatever it be, with others. That feeling isn't easily recreated, and I'm so glad Destiny 2 has been able to provide those experiences and moments that I used to love. And now that I think about it, I shouldn't say used to love. I still love cooperative moments like that. So to all World of Warcraft players that no longer play WoW, as the cool kids call it, and have no interest in going back, but you have an interest in exploring a new world and gaining experiences and the feeling that you used to have when you played World of Warcraft, try out Destiny 2. Who knows? You'll probably fall in love with it, and you'll get those great moments and those great experiences, those great memories that you had when you played World of Warcraft. Damn, I said that fast. My bad. I get too excited sometimes. But all jokes aside, Destiny 2 has me reliving my glory days in World of Warcraft. But instead of WoW, instead of Azeroth, I'm now in the Destiny universe, and I'm enjoying every single second of it. Well, that wraps up episode 3 of Noah's Gaming Show. Thank you for joining me again, guys. Leave a comment, leave a like, let me know what I can improve on. Until next time, good vibes.